So this is the transplant update. This is my lone Trachycarpus takil. I moved it from over in that dark corner because the eucalyptus kind of went wild, and I didn't want it growing up into that. I really want to be able to enjoy this palm, and there is nothing up here. So great spot for it. When I dug it out, I was actually shocked at how deep the root went. It had a huge tap root that went I think I dug down about 18 inches, and even it still went further, so I ended up snapping off that main root and some of the other roots. So I was actually a little concerned when I moved it, but it seems to have recovered. Small palms are a lot easier to transplant than big ones, and a couple of fronds have died off, and even when it was over there I noticed a couple fronds died off. But it seems to be doing pretty well. It is still growing even in the cool weather. Just opening this really nice frond here. But since I transplanted, it has done a few fronds. But the thing about them is, look how narrow and long they are, and how thin each of the tips are. Really quite different looking than Trachycarpus fortunei. That one there's a little more spread out. And then the other thing is the trunk. It's kind of weird looking, very wide, very triangular, and then it gets super thin up here, and it's got a little bit of papery ligules, but some of these are leaves, but not really, and that's a sign, and not a lot of fuzz. So this should be a pretty clean looking trunk when this palm gets bigger. It actually has grown well for me, especially considering it was growing in the shade and then I moved it. So I expect that this year this one's really going to take off. But this is the real deal takil. You can kind of see the underside of the fronds. If you see other people who have takils, they have this exact same sort of form to the leaves or the fronds. Not super thick. This is just regular fortunei, very similar. So we'll see how that goes. There are a couple of big ones in the Pacific Northwest, like true ones, because originally they were selling Trachycarpus fortunei nanotol as takil. You can look that up and see where the mix-up came. But the real takil now are starting to show up a little more frequently. Not as hard to find, but this will have a much more narrow trunk, and I think that they actually hold less leaves than a regular fortunei, but we'll see with time. It's got a really nice kind of open place here, and it gets a lot of afternoon sun, morning sun, so I think it should do well. There's a lot of moisture in the ground in this area as well. So thanks for watching.